good. Set the expectations low. Good. Set the expectations low so you can surprise them. Because I don't want you thinking I'm a good swimmer and then I don't do good. But if I'm not a good swimmer, then I come out here and show up and show out. Then you gonna be. Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with another episode of the Challenge World Championship. This is episode, what is this, 6? No, this is 6. Yeah.
Episode 6.
Episode 6. This episode, I liked it. I liked it. I thought a lot of stuff happened, a lot of different plays that I did not expect. I was literally caught off guard by some stuff that happened. But let's get right into it. Just like the episode, they got right back into where we left off on that cliffhanger from the elimination with Wes and Zara, who were immediately thrown into the elimination because they came in last place. And then Darrell and Kiki were trying to decide who they were going to throw in because they get the choice because everybody else made it land on a stalemate. And I literally was thinking like, Darrell doesn't really like to, kind of rock the boat sometimes. And so I was thinking he was gonna put in Jody and Benha.
Yeah.
I literally was like, he gonna put in Jody and Benha because he always say, no need to create no more enemies, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And the funny thing about that is he said that in his confessional, I don't want to rock the boat. I'm a voter in Ben and Casey. Like, like
yeah, that was so well, I guess okay.
It wasn't random, but for Darrell
to like us because we wasn't seeing some of the we saw the bit behind the scenes with that, but I guess some other stuff happened. So I really didn't expect Ben and Casey to be who they said. I literally wasn't even thinking about them at all.
That's what I hate. That's what I hate about these like these nominations. Like they show us after the fact all the conversations afterwards, and then you be like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see that, but show us this stuff. We don't need to see them in the bar. Like if it's not going to pertain to them, like discussing anything, like show us what we need to see so we can follow the logic, because you got people living in delusion in this series.
Darrell and Kiki decide to throw in Ben and KC, which caught me off guard and caught everybody off guard. I think everybody seemed to be everybody seemed to be surprised. And his reasoning was that because Ben done kind of created enemies of different people within the house. A lot of people think he's not trustworthy, and he is trying to get ingratiated with the Legends and the U.S. team, or not the U.S. team, the Legends mostly, I think.
Yeah.
Trying to get
like I said last week, and I'll say it again, I don't understand how they think Ben is playing against them. At the end of the day, it's their game. They don't have to play with each other, because we even see it later on. Another person was like, we're in the same country, but you're not really looking out for me. So it's like, we don't have to play this way. At the end of the day, I'm trying to win. So I agree with Ben. It's self-preservation. And like somebody else said, if it's not you, then it's me. So I'm coming first. So take that.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, so they throw Ben and KC in. So when they go in, TJ explains the elimination. And basically elimination will be, they will have to solve, one team member will have to solve a set of math problems. Each question you get right, you get to pick up the weights and put it on your opponent's, the other person's, the amount of weight that they're holding. So in this scenario, the men are the ones solving the equations and the women are holding the weights, which worked, I think, was the best scenario they could have hoped for, because Zara seemed worried about doing the math problems. So with the Zara and West team. So yeah, I wasn't really worried at first for West, because he seems to be good at math. But when Ben got that red one, because the red questions were worth more, I was like, oh no, Zara is shaking. And so I kind of saw the writing on the wall a little bit, because if West wasn't going fast enough, and and Ben had kind of a good amount of weight in that one question.
I feel like I knew Like, I was optimistic for West and Zara because they're both on my team. So this episode really did a thing for my fantasy draft. But I was optimistic. But once I saw that it had weights to do with it, and because of Zara's physique, I didn't think that they were really gonna. So it was kind of they were damned if they do, damned if they don't. Because even as Zara did the math, because of her dyslexia and her not being able to be as confident as she wants to be, they would have lost that way. Or even if, yeah, so it was they were just yeah, they were just wasn't in a good position at
Yeah.
all.
I think the best scenario or the best strategy that West could have had was just to, no matter what, stick with solving those the big amount ones. Like that, I think that was the best option. Give them as much weight as you can in a short amount of time as you can to try to offset it. But it did not work out that way. It really was kind of a short elimination. We only saw about 3 times that West was able to get a question, and then Ben had maybe 2 or 3 times as well before Zara wasn't able to hold it and dropped the weights. So yeah.
We go back in the house. I do want to say that West did give a moving speech to all the global
Global MVPs.
yeah, West gave a speech to all the global MVPs stating that they deserve to be in the game and they shouldn't let their partners, deter them from playing it the way they want to, and that, they are part of the challenge family now. And I think that got into some people's head, but
I mean, I agree. Yes, that's what needs to be said to people to, like, first of all, to make good television, to make you have a chance of winning this game, do not play like you are a sidekick to these people, to these legends. You are also a player. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate it. I just feel like this wasn't the time. That's a speech for like the reunion. Like,
No, it's always the time. And he ain't on this show anymore. So I can give y'all wise words of advice because it don't affect me. So I'm not winning the money now. So give them hell, back in the house. And, being a KC, I think decided to take a smart approach in it. Like, we're not going to blow up about, Darrell and Kiki putting us in, don't do that because, you blow up, you get us, people looking at you a certain type of way. They decide to like approach it calmly. They speak to Darrell and Kiki. And Darrell just said, you the first name I thought about. I just
yeah, I was a little disappointed that that's all they came up with. Like, at least be like John and lie. Like, tell them
no, I
something.
appreciate. I mean, you the first name I thought about. Don't be like John and lie, create because I'm mad.
Because you're creating a target on your back. Like,
But if you
at
lie,
least if it's justifiable, they can
lying,
understand.
they always know you lying. Especially
You
when
don't
John
gotta.
was
I don't
lying.
know. I just feel like there's a line that you can like. We told you because he could have just said, we heard that you guys were targeting members of our alliance, and unfortunately, it just made sense for us to play that. I'll prefer you to don't say you're the first name I thought of. You have a reason that you said my name. Darrell had a reason. He had a reason.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they did well the way they took it and didn't like blow up. But I don't think either one of their personalities were the personality that was gonna blow up about it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't know why they made it seem like this isn't like character, like in character for them, especially KC. KC's not going to raise her voice. Like, KC don't argue. So, yeah, we do see that Amber and Troy have a talk with Tori and KC about basically how they don't trust Grant and Emily. And so basically, Team Australia is falling apart just as much as Team USA right now.
Yeah, Team Australia is very fractured because when you have a team or a team you're trying to keep together and you want everybody to believe they part of this team, you need to work you need to work relationships throughout the whole team. Grant and Emily have only been concerned about Grant and Emily within Team in Australia. Obviously, making the rest of Team Australia feel like we're not really that important. So yes, if I'm on Team Australia, yeah, I'm jumping ship too because you two over here not really worried about me, and they not good at managing their relationships. So they Yeah, they're not good. Like they're good players. Grant is a good competitor. Emily is a good competitor, but they are not great at the game as far as managing relationships, making people think they're important.
Yeah.
So this challenge was new but simple. So I don't know what that thing is called. It has a name, the thing that they jump on.
It's just
It
a
has like
inflatable blob.
yeah, it's called the blob. I think. No, seriously.
Yeah.
So so
What I will say is I was a little confused on this whole like pole thing. I was like,
with the whole what?
the pole thing.
Oh yeah, I think the points mattered, but again, it was an instance where they didn't show us the points or like
Yeah,
how fast everybody was going. So it didn't matter to us because
yeah.
you didn't put a time clock on the screen. So saying like you get 30 seconds off, you get 20 seconds off, I can't see it. So everybody did pretty good. Everybody so the premise of the whole challenge, one team member jumps off the platform and falls on the blob balloon while the other person's at the other end. And so their team member jumping and falling on it catapults them into the air, and they have to clear the 3 sticks. And then after that, they both team members swim to the platform that's out in the water to grab the puzzle pieces, swim back, place the puzzle pieces on the podium, and then their time stops. And so everybody was able to do that fairly quickly. We did see like Yes was struggling a little bit, but Emily's a really good swimmer because she's an Olympian. She was able to kind of go catch up to him, pass him, grab her piece, go back. Then she went back, grabbed his piece too, and then put it back. And they was like, no, it doesn't count unless you. She went back out to grab Yes to go back.
Yeah,
So
and that's another thing because that brings me to like the same issue that we had last week, where if Yes and Emily was doing all that, what was Janae and Grant time then for them to like be dead last still?
well, yeah, because I guess the swim is what got them because they didn't go
But
anywhere.
still, like Yes was out there for a minute. If Emily had time to do 3 laps,
Well, I guess the swim, but them that must have
because
put them at a great
Yes didn't
disadvantage.
get that high either. So
But he got up. John A didn't go anywhere. She was literally right where I was. And then Grant had to come from all the way back where he was. And I guess he hurt his leg, so maybe that slowed him down because he had an injury. So we didn't really get to, know all of that. But Grant and John A are the like losers of this challenge. So they will be going right into elimination. But we see Grant get carted off to the hospital because of his leg injury that he got. So that's up in the air. And then they say who the winners are, and it's between 2 UK teams. So they already know they safe either way. And Kellyanne and Tristan are the winners of this week. And I was really happy because, Kellyanne and Tristan been in the bottom. They've been on everybody's lips as far as nominations are concerned.
yeah.
So to have a
I'm a
week,
little disappointed at the same time. I'm happy they won, but I'm
I'm a little
disappointed
disappointed
that
by the
they
outcome for this week,
yeah,
which I really believe I don't think it's fair.
yeah.
But yeah, so back into the house and everybody strategizing about who they gonna pick, what they gonna say. Australia and USA have been working together, so they really wanna try to get um like get other teams besides themselves in. They want to protect Grant, protect Emily, protect Sarah, protect Danny. But Johnny and even Tori and them, they like Danny and Sarah got too many numbers. So
Yeah.
they like we need to take out some of those numbers that would help them. But it's like it's so crazy because all these teams are working against each other, and they're teams.
Essentially, like we've been saying for the last 6 episodes, they are creating a coup within their own. Like, how are you creating a coup with people you are tied to? Like Danny, you're literally trying to go against Tori, and you are her partner.
I mean, but it's the
Like,
same. Tori trying to go against him. They like it's not just Danny work. Danny is
It's
doing
not
it,
necessarily
but
she's going
Tori is
against
doing it.
Danny. It's not necessarily she going against Danny because she even said we might not agree, but I'm still going to do what I can to make sure that we win. I think her main problem really is just Sarah kind of and like Emily and Grant and that whole like Danny's just like she's not really mad at Danny per se. It's just that whole little alliance are working against her, so she got to work
I
against
mean,
them.
but they working for them. So I am not against or for either plan because I see what I kind of see it. So Tori, like, okay, so like Sarah and Danny are like, we need to, like some of the legends that would be a threat to us in the final, we need to get them out, which I see that. Jordan is strong. I don't want Jordan to go, but if I am Danny, I want Jordan to go. But I
But
understand.
also in that same token, Jordan is a number to make sure that you would also get there.
Yeah, I get it. But when we there, he's still sitting next to me. So what? So
Okay,
I
do you
get
want to
it.
leave
Like,
early or do you want to get there and just beat out the best?
no, I get it. I get it. But at this point, Danny's like, I got all these numbers. He don't necessarily himself. He don't necessarily himself. He don't necessarily need Jordan. But it
But
is
its
like,
numbers aren't really, if you think about it, Danny and Sarah don't have the numbers. They have four. Them two
but
plus
they,
Emily and Grant.
yeah.
Tori has everybody else, essentially.
But no, and I get it. But I'm just saying, I am okay to see. Like, I
Like
don't
I
want
said
to
last
go,
week,
but
they are playing a good game, just
yeah.
wrong season.
No, I'm okay to see it because we need it. Well, it's the wrong season for you, but I just think, frankly,
No,
like
because
we
it's the wrong season because this game is not structured
like
for them to
they're
play the
tied
way they're
together.
trying to
Yeah,
play.
yeah. I would
So,
like to
like,
see
if this
the
was an
individual. It should
individual
be just an
game,
individual. Yeah,
yeah, if this was an individual game, then I'll be all for like, do what y'all gotta do, fuck some
yeah,
shit up, like. But this is the wrong game to be doing that. When you're
yeah.
tied
I
to
would
a
like to see
partner,
an
you
individual.
can't play individual game.
Yeah, I want to see Danny and Sarah on 39.
I want
39?
to see Danny on 39. I don't want to see Sarah.
No, I
Sarah
want to see
game.
both of them because
Sarah
even
has a horrible game. Also, they are creating bigger targets for themselves because they are doing stupid things.
I don't know. I guess it's up
Look
to
at Emily. So it's Sarah, Danny, Grant, and Emily. Sometimes Justine. Take Justine out that question. Them four. Emily already tried to throw her team under the bus. Danny is going against Tori, who his partner, by trying to get out Cass and Jordan.
yeah.
Sarah already blaming, trying to get rid of Ben and KC. KC is Tori's number two. So that again, pinning targets on y'all back, like they're not playing the game smart. Then you pissing off bananas too. So y'all really
Well,
breaking the
okay.
ties within USA. Y'all
I
breaking
think
the ties in Australia. So it's literally just the four of y'all.
But okay, but don't pretend like bananas don't be talking these rookies like they crazy. Like
But
they
he
don't have
wasn't in that situation.
in
I
that
don't think he
situation,
was.
in that situation, I will say it was kind of like maybe it was an overreaction, but I can see how I would take it that way, but I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know because it could
But
have
I
been
just feel like even if Sarah did take, even if Sarah want to say taking bananas out the picture, Sarah doesn't know bananas, so all she can go on is what she probably see, which I'm pretty sure she didn't see anything pre this season, so she don't know Johnny from a can of paint, honestly. So for you to just like overreact, and then when he like, whoa, what's going on? And
Yeah,
you
I did
like,
think that was a little bit of an overreaction. I was kind of because I was watching. I was like, I was like, I must have missed something. So I
yeah,
was looking at
so
it, and it was a little bit of overreaction. But as somebody who you already kind of got a hostile
yeah.
takeover thing happening with, like we on different sides of the coin, and then they come and trying to tell me how to play my game, I might be like, why? I'm not slow. I know how to do what I'm doing, type of thing.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So maybe that's why. But I also, so yeah. So I think it was an overreaction, but I appreciate that Sarah ain't scared because these rookies be
It's just, I
scared.
don't know.
They are trying their best not to be pushed around, and in so doing, they are fighting with the partners that they would probably be on the same side. They are on the same side with. So I don't know. I think they need to work on common ground on people who they both like. Let's start with the people we both don't agree. I'm sorry, we both agree
Yeah.
with. Let's start with those first. You want to protect Sarah, Danny, I want to protect Jordan. So let's not even ever think about them until we get to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You probably need to go
And I
there.
think, and that's again, so back to some of everything that we just said, just so it
Yeah.
flows. So essentially, back in the house, Tori meets with Danny and Sarah. Basically, like we said, she want to lay out. We haven't been seen eye to eye. How can we come to a compromise to ensure that we're safe? And basically, she lays out that Australia and Argentina, the only pairs, are essentially up for a nomination because of how the numbers work out. And then that's when Bananas come in and basically says that, let me basically come in and says, I don't understand why you guys are essentially playing this way. And he makes the, like, he basically tries to explain the game. And then Danny and Sarah takes offense to that because they feel like he's talking down to them. But I don't think Johnny was. I think he was literally just trying to give them some perspective of like how voting works and like, all that. And then Sarah gets upset and basically it just turns left real quick. And basically that's how we end that before we go into nominations.
Again, throughout all this time, we still have not heard back from Grant. He's still out at the hospital, and we don't know what's happening. John A just says she's hope her partner is doing good. So we have the different conversations happening throughout the house, but let's go into deliberation. Nominations. So we get into nominations and Amber goes, she gonna start it out first. And I was like, go ahead, girl. Start it out first. Start it out first. Yeah. Amber goes, she goes straight and says she wants to
she's voting for Yes and Emily because she said if it's not you, then it's me. And it's basically she learned that Emily and Yes were essentially targeting them right before nominations. So then following that, we learned that it was Ben and KC who were the ones who told them so that they could turn the votes around on them and get everybody, out of the.
Who's Amber's part? Troy?
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so then we see them also vote for Theo and Sarah. And then that's when Emily gets upset. She's like, I would never vote for another Australian pair, yet.
Yeah, you started the whole thing.
You threw it, Kiki. So
that was just like, keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like,
so then we see, that's where I really started scratching my head because I was like, what's really going on? So I guess they go in order either clockwise or counterclockwise. But Tori was like, we don't want to go right now. So somebody else go. And that's when Theo calls her out and was like, why are you holding your vote? Just go vote. Don't wait until the end. Yeah, because
like we about to end up back on you at the end, just like last week. Come on, like we all had the same amount of time to come up with these votes. So say your vote.
Yeah. And then that's when basically Danny and Theo get into an argument. And basically, again, Danny, I don't know what happened between USA and World Championship, but Danny is playing a whole different game. And I want to see him in a solo season because right now it's not painting him in the best light for me.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I'm here for Danny and Sarah as a new entity, but I do think some stuff is just gonna like create more of, like you said, create a target and like make enemies where maybe they didn't need to have enemies. But I appreciate the new blood not being scared. Okay.
Like I said, I appreciate it. It's just the wrong time for it. At least right now. It's like it's episode 6 and y'all already got y'all names in. Hella people mouths trying to get rid of y'all. Like that's not how you play the game. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. Yeah. So basically they are forced to basically put out their vote. So they do a burn vote for Jordan and Cass and then Jody and Beha. And then the rest of the votes are as follows. Darrell and Kiki vote for Jody, Benha, Tori, Danny. Yes and Emily vote for Amber and Troy. Jordan, Cass. Jordan, Cass vote for Jordan, Benha, Jody and Benha, and Yes and Emily. Sarah, and Theo vote for Jody, Benha, Amber, and Troy. Jody and Benha vote for yes and Emily, and Theo and Sarah. Ben and Casey vote yes and Emily, and Jody and Benha. And then Bananas and Justine vote for Jody, Benha, and yes and Emily. So it ends up with Jody and Benha being 6 out of 10 votes, and then Emily and yes being 5 out of 10.
Jody and Benha and Emily, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 nominations. And when the votes come on the screen, basically Johnny was like, "Oh, my partner don't want to go against his people, so please don't do that for us." And Kellyanne just like,
girl.
So we get to the elimination, and we learn that Grant and Johnny are out.
I don't know. Okay, when Grant came out, and he was clearly hurt. We knew they was going home. I still think, back in the day, they used to always have the reserve people. They don't have, I mean, not always, but generally there was some reserve.
At least one backup. One backup. Used to have like early one. Like, then that's the thing I don't get when y'all fly people out there for these situations. Why not just bring them into the game? It just makes more sense, to they're there.
Well, they get that for backup purposes. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're backup for, I guess, that's the thing I'm saying. When do they become backup? Like, they fly them out there, then they have these DQs, but they never use them. So why are they
fly out for backup? They don't. I don't think people fly. The backup people fly out with the same other people. Because
those they still got a quarantine and all that. So they have them in reserve. And I think they do fly out there just in case.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They fly out just in case, but for just in case. They don't. You saying why don't they just put them in the game just cause?
No, I'm not saying why they put them in the game. I'm saying if they already flown out there and you see that you have a metal DQ, that's when you bring them in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just have them in the house to themselves and just be like, okay, CT is your time. We just had a DQ going on out there. Type like, yeah. There's no point of having your alternates if you're not going to use them.
Grant is not able. TJ says that Grant is not medically cleared to compete anymore, and so he is out of the game. And so is Janae, and they are both. They have to go home. And Kellyanne they give a confessional that says, even though her and Janae aren't on the best of terms, this is not a good way to go out. Not even being able to compete, which I agree. And so after they are, they leave, we know they're not doing it. I was like, please do not tell me what's about to happen. It's about to happen. And then TJ says, the other 2 teams are off the hook. And I was like, this is terrible. Because at this point, I don't.
Y'all setting Kellyanne and Tristan up. At this point, I feel like y'all setting them up.
Well, it didn't really set them up because they didn't make this choice. So it's not on them.
That's what I'm saying. They literally, the one time they're in power, they still don't have power.
I don't think that's fair. I think we should have to do another competition next week to see who is going to be in the bottom, but I'm still the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get to do my I was about to say reign of terror. I didn't get to like have the advantage of the fact that I won. What did I win for? No reason. And so I think next week it should be the challenge, the same challenge. I mean, not the same challenge, but we should still do a challenge, but we ain't playing for the winner. We playing not to be the loser. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whoever loses, we do this over again. And also I think this really is really unfair because literally so many people showed their hand. We done got together and got a coup to put in, and now I'm against her.
But overall, like you said, a lot of people showed their hands. So next week should be interesting. And I think we only have 12 episodes, so we're already halfway through the season. So we should be hitting the final soon.
I'm very interested to see what this final gonna look like on this season. I'm very interested. Hopefully it's better than USA's final. But thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Please like and subscribe to our channel, like this video, and we will see you on our next one. Peace.